The United States has been in an ongoing war on drugs since former President Richard Nixon first declared that drug use was public enemy number one in 1971. From the day that the war on drugs began, it is estimated that the United States has spent $1.1 trillion to work towards the elimination of drug use and drug sales. Under this policy, we are seeing more and more Americans being arrested for petty drug use when they are not harming others. In 2015 alone, 1.25 million people were arrested on drug-related charges. The war on drugs is a practice that is leading to the unfair incarceration of minorities, the misuse of American tax dollars, and an epidemic of opioid use that is not slowing down. One of the main issues with current legislation for illegal substances is the unfair and institutionalized racism that stems from its outreach. Of the nearly 1.5 million people arrested for drug-related charges each year, about 80% are for simple drug possession. And of those people that are incarcerated for simple drug possession, African Americans constitute 35% of those in state prison. This is despite African Americans only making up about 13% of the United States population. Furthermore, black Americans are 4 times as likely to be arrested for basic marijuana charges, while 80% of those serving time for federal drug offenses are black or Latino. Considering that different demographics in the U.S. use recreational drugs at largely the same rate, this gap raises a ton of red flags. Using our tax dollars to discriminately imprison citizens is an enormous waste of time, resources, and money. Having a large disparity of arrests between different demographics in our country is a huge problem. Allowing it to continue is even worse. Besides the fact that the war on drugs has led to the mass incarceration of minorities and Americans in general, the main problem with this policy is that it simply does not work. Since the war on drugs has been initiated in this country, drug use has not gone down, the drug trade has not gone away, and health problems related to drugs have continued to increase. In addition to this, drug-related violence, disease, and more have only gotten worse due to this prohibition-style criminalization of drugs. According to the Johns Hopkins Lancet Commission on Drug Policy and Health, the recent drug policies directly and indirectly contribute to lethal violence, disease, discrimination, forced displacement, injustice, and the undermining of people's right to health. The same commission also found that criminalization of drug use fuels HIV and that homicides in Mexico have increased so much that life expectancy in the country has been reduced. The study shows us that not only is the harsh criminalization of drugs not reducing drug use or drug addiction, but is actually perpetuating diseases and homicide or reducing an entire country's life expectancy. If we continue to utilize and encourage the prohibition of drugs, we are consciously deciding to put people of multiple nations at risk of disease and violent crime. The United States war on drugs is a socially and economically irresponsible policy that dehumanizes people internationally. By providing a platform for lawmakers and enforcers to discriminately incarcerate people of color in America, we are allowing biased policies to shape our future. If we utilize these resources differently, we could fund education, address our homelessness issues, or invest in sustainable energies. For us as a country to initiate any lasting change, we must decriminalize drugs and use our resources elsewhere. Thank you.